Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, this video is about how can the Steelers get back in the Super Bowl. I don't know when this video is gonna be exactly uploaded. I think probably you'll be watching on Tuesday. But recently, past Sunday, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Not too much of that. But yeah, they went out there and they have a nice team, a nice young core, a system, and a lot of guys who are bought into the system as well and bought into their roles. And they're gonna be a dominant team for the foreseeable future. And they're gonna be very good, very good for a while. Because Mahomes, 27 years old, he's already a two-time MVP, he's a two-time Super Bowl MVP. He's a two-time first-team All-Pro, five-time Pro Bowler, two 5,000-yard seasons in his first passing yard seasons in his first 5 years playing and for starting. Because his first year he didn't start, he only played one game like that at the end of the year. But I've been saying it for the past ever since Mahomes won the Super Bowl. That first Super Bowl against the 49ers, I call him the best quarterback. And then eventually, the past 2 years, I started calling him the best player in the league. I know Aaron Donald was in the league and stuff like that, but I think Mahomes is the best player. Because when 15 is out there, you always have a shot. I mentioned it before in the preview. I was talking about how the Eagles have the better team on paper because the depth-wise and stuff like that. But Mahomes is the best player. We've seen this multiple times. We've seen this with Tom Brady. We've seen this with LeBron James, et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes you might be overwhelmed. They might have a better roster, but if you have the best player and the best player by a good margin, you can go out there and win like that. And the Eagles put up a great fight. They went out there and played great, amazing football. The James Bradbury play, some people said it was a bad call. Initially I was like, yeah, I could see it being how it's like a bad call in a moment like that. But if you look over it as an overview, the referees did miss that Juju one. I mentioned that too. I was watching the game. My cousin was watching the Super Bowl part. We having the Super Bowl little watch party thing, and they missed a big call when Juju was coming across the middle. And he was getting held. That one looked worse than what they showed. What happened in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs like that. I mean on the Chiefs when the Eagles got called for holding James Bradbury and stuff like that. But I feel like the referees gonna call it. They're gonna call it like that in every aspect of the game. I feel like the context or like the changing or like the timing of the penalty should change the course of the game. Like they shouldn't be like they shouldn't call that because it's the fourth quarter. Now you should call it in every quarter. You should call it in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, overtime, and you should call it every time. I think in the Super Bowl there can't be no tie, so of course you get double overtime as well as to ever happen like that. So you should call it the right way every single time like that. And I thought they made the right decision overall like that. But the Steelers have been in the Super Bowl since Super Bowl 45, and that was here in Dallas, Texas, where I live. And I was last time Steelers in Super Bowl, that was Super Bowl 45, was 2010, right? 2010, 11ish. I think I was like 9 years old. I was 9 years old. I'm 21 years old, guys. I was 9 years old back then. So it's been a while since the Steelers been in the Super Bowl. And back then when you're younger and stuff, I was a Steelers fan. I used to be a cocky Steelers fan when I was younger. As a kid, I was like, oh, we'd be good, we'd be back because I seen us win so much and be so great for so long. And I was like, we'll be back. I ain't worried about it. And then now, from 9 years old to 21 now, I'm like, we haven't been back in a while. I thought we at least win the Super Bowl eventually in that short window we had with not a short window, but a good window we had at 5 or 6 years with the Killer Bees and stuff. I think it was like more 3 or 4 years like that because Le'Veon Bell did leave to the Jets later down the line like that. But the Killer Bees was a nice duo. Remember that? I had that for a long time ago. Had the Killer Bees, the Steelers stars, Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, Antonio Brown. Those guys it was lethal. It was lethal out there. Chris Boswell was part of that too because that playoff game against the Chiefs, we were in the divisional round, which was our last playoff win, which is in 2016. It's been a while since the Steelers had like that high level success and our Super Bowl window closed. But now I think it's kind of open just a little bit. It's opening just a little bit. I think next year going to be the determination of that. And so the question of this video, as you already seen, that I already mentioned, I think before I started rambling about the other stuff like that, is how can the Steelers get back to the Super Bowl? In my opinion, it's some simple things. This team is loaded with talent at every level, and every position on the field. We look at defense. We look at the DBs we got. There's some solid guys. We got some elite guys in there too, including Minka Fitzpatrick. And KZ was once, I don't know if I don't want to say elite, but he's very good. I think he's very good. Hopefully, we can bring him back. I think the Steelers are going to bring him back. And then Edmonds, most likely they'll probably bring him back as well. He's a good guy too. He's very good. And then Cam Sutton had his best year last year like that. And then you look at the the other pieces on defense. Of course, Cam Hayward's the T.J. Watt, who's the best player on the team and stuff like that. Alex Highsmith, who played tremendous football last year, it was very underrated. Who didn't get the recognition that he not deserved. He earned the recognition like that. He's very underrated. He should have been a Pro Bowler. He's been a guy up there getting some second team All Pro votes. He was playing tremendous football. If you look at some of his numbers, he had some top 10 numbers. He was on what, like I think 4th or 5th in sacks like that. He was tied with 1st in forced fumbles, so he was playing very good football, but just didn't get it, just didn't get recognized like that. So hopefully he has recognition in the future like that. But as Highsmith gonna be nice to have like that. And hopefully the Steelers can pay him and keep him around for a while like that. The Steelers do a very good job at paying defensive players. They pay a defensive player fast like that. And the defense is elite level defense. We've seen what the defense did when they're healthy. We seen last year spots when they was healthy. Then when they got healthy after the bye week, we've seen what the defense was able to do. It was able to lock teams down. If the Steelers could actually go out there and score 20 points, they probably would have won like 12 games, probably most likely 12 or 13 games. Because some games we just like lost by a little bit. It wasn't no big margin or anything. So I feel like if the Steelers can just build around those young talent, add a few pieces on defense, the defense is already elite, but it can be even better with extra depth and stuff. You look at the offense, you have a young quarterback, Kenny Pickett. I was not sold on Kenny Pickett at first. You guys know that I was like saying that, okay, I think he could be like pretty good quarterback. I had him on that level of being like maybe a Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins like level like that, which is still good. You can still go out there and win. Those guys are Pro Bowlers. Those guys won some big time games here and there like that, and the guys had good careers. But everything around them just had to be perfect, almost perfect, or damn near perfect like that. So I feel like Kenny Pickett kind of showed like that type of style and that type of play early in the year. But I feel like when he got to closer to the bye week and stuff, and I started seeing him like kind of like adapt and kind of like change and kind of get better. At that, he started playing some amazing football, and I started seeing some clutch and some stuff like some elite level play. Like that, I ain't saying he's elite yet, but I started seeing elite level play, like some of those game winning drives and the pressure is on when the season's on the line. Him going out there and just toughing it out. I think in those no huddle type of drives and stuff where you can't huddle in, you like 2-minute drives and trying to like speed it up and stuff. And Kenny Pickett went out there and showed me some elite stuff, some elite throws, some big time plays, some big time throws. And it just made it kind of gave me that confidence, like, okay, this guy is the guy. And that kind of sold me on Kenny Pickett even more. I like, okay, he's the guy now. I can see him as being the future guy. They need to build around this and capitalize this. And hopefully that sophomore jump, because usually by year 2 or year 3ish, you'll see what quarterback fully is. Sometimes year 2, you'd be like, okay, we know he's the guy now. He's the big time guy like that. We see the stuff. You see Jalen Hurts. Year 1, we see a lot of flashes here and there like that. And then year 2, we seen him make a jump like that, and he was still kind of like that. And now year 3, we seeing the full effect of Jalen Hurts and what can happen. We seen what teams go out there and surround him with weapons. Steelers got a lot of weapons on this team already. Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris. The O-line got better and played better, especially after the bye week and stuff. So they have a lot of offensive weapons and stuff for them. Maybe they go out there and add another guy. They go out there and invest into him. And that leads to my next point. The Steelers got to be gutsy in free agency. Free agency, if you want to get the team to get back to building that dynasty, building back that legacy, that prestige legacy that the Steelers held for so long in the old days like that, that seems so far ago, like that. How about you go out there and be gutsy? Be gutsy. Just go out there and just like don't care like that. Don't be worried about the next day. Try to win now. Try to win today. Like that. So go out there and make those big free agent moves like that. Build a team. Build a roster. You see what the Rams did. You see what the Eagles did. See what some of these teams did that get themselves to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs and stuff like that. You see those teams that go out there and say, you know what? We're going to pay this guy. We're going to go out there and get that guy. We're going to trade for that guy. We're going to make some moves. I feel like Mr. Khan is going to go out there and do that too. To see him trading Chase Claypool away. He knowing that the Steelers had a lot of depth at receiver. George Pickens being the number 1 guy in my opinion. And you see Deontay Johnson out there. Too. So those 2 guys, that can go out there and just play amazing football, and those guys have like a good kind of like a good like contrast to each other too. Deontay's a finesse type of guy, and George Pickens more a deep threat type of guy as well, like that, big time, play the ball in the air type of ball hawk type of guy like that and stuff. So I feel jump ball, not ball hawk. Ball hawk is more for defense. Jump ball type of guy. But I feel like the Steelers need to go out there and make a big time splash. Maybe go out there and get another receiver. We may see that in the draft. I know a lot of people are speculating the Steelers might draft Jordan Addison and stuff like that. That'd be cool. Or people speculating they might trade for DeAndre Hopkins. You never know what the Steelers might do. Well, so sometimes some teams make that big move that might put them over the hump. I feel like the Steelers are right there. To have an off season, a bad season where you have a lot of young guys, a lot of inexperienced guys, playing. There's a lot of talent too. A lot of talent. Defense is very talented. But injuries and stuff, and you finish 9-8. I feel like you can build upon that, and like that kind of showed the team that you had that fight. Especially Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is a good coach, a great coach, and he went out there and kind of like never gave up on his team. He said, "I'm gonna hold the same expectations for you I had in week 1. here in week I think it was week like 9 like that. It was like 2-7. He's gonna have the same expectations like that I had in week 1. Well, I thought we can go on and maybe make some noise, make the playoffs and stuff. I'm gonna have that same expectations for you in week 9, even though we sit at 2-7. I want you to go out there and perform the one where I believe that you can perform it like that, and go out there and contend and go out there and compete. And we're not gonna give up. We don't care who's on the other side of the field. We're gonna play hard out. We're gonna play to the last breath. We're gonna keep grinding and keep toughing out. And I thought the young guys bought into that. They're like, this man right here, you know, he trusting us still. We can't go out there and like let him down like that. We're gonna go out there and play. We're gonna go out there and just show him why we earned this moment. We earned this spot. And they went out there and played amazing and finished 9-8, finished with a winning record. And I missed the playoffs, but just about a little bit. But I feel like this year the Steelers have the ability because the talent they got, and they ain't got to pay anybody anytime, like any big time money anytime soon. So I feel like they can like go out there, make some splash plays in free agency and build up, and, you know, in the draft and stuff like that, and just kind of like roll with that. But once you establish that foundation, it's kind of like when people like making a new franchise, making a movie or something like that. I'm working on my own graphic novel series that I've been working on since 2017. I was in high school. 2017, 2018, 2019, I was in high school like that. So I'm working on that like that. In college, I was working on it too. I'm still working on it to this day like that. So I've been working on that series for a little while like that. Usually you gotta do like the, you know, like the dialogue between the characters and the outline and all the stuff, and get by detail, and then drawing out the fighting scenes and words, and then kind of like trying to draw that illustration out and do different things like that. So it's kind of like, you know, it's very difficult like that, trying to make that graphic novel, because like, I make a picture for every scene, every page and stuff. That's a story for a different time. But once you build that foundation, once you build that like that core, it just goes up the flow. We see like a lot of like movie franchises. You're seeing how they like build like the first core movies like that. We see DC, James Gunn doing something like a different approach. He kind of like got some movies coming, the Gods and Monsters chapters and stuff like that, and he kind of building that foundation. You know, the foundation guys is Superman and Batman. You got to build around your core guys. I hate when teams go out there and build around try to build around their scheme and themselves like that. You should build around your stars like that. So I need the Steelers to go out there and build around Kenny Pickett, Najee Harris, the Moose, the George Pickens, like that. Build around those guys like that on offense like that. Build something around them like that. Don't try to go out there and like force your scheme. We see Belichick always say, you know, he was one of those guys that say, I think his scheme is better than the players. And we see what happening now. You know, sometimes you got to go out there and build around the players like that. Build around your best players and like say, hey, I'm gonna do what they like. I'm gonna do what they like. I'm not gonna try to force them to do this like that. We've seen a guy on the team. I don't think he's coming back to play for the Steelers. William Jackson. He signed with the Steelers. Well, he got traded to the Steelers, and I don't think he's ever gonna play in the Steelers uniform like that. I don't know why we did that for. I guess we thought he had something left in him like that. But the Washington kind of messed him up a little bit. They tried to make him to a zone corner. He's more of a man corner. They tried to force him into that scheme, and it didn't work out well. And they had a bad contract and had to trade him away like that. But if they kept him in his same spot and just shifted their stuff up a little bit, if you like know that guy gonna be very good, shift their scheme up a little bit. Be like, you know what, I'm just gonna play around his game and build around his game. And that's what teams just do, and hopefully the Steelers start doing that more. We're seeing more of that after the bye week. We start seeing that a lot more. They're kind of letting the offense do some things that they felt more comfortable with. We didn't capitalize on every opportunity to score, but hopefully we can do that. But the Steelers really just a few like moves away, a few little shifts away from being a Super Bowl level team. I feel like next year, I feel like the Steelers can definitely make the playoffs. I feel like they can at least get the AFC Championship game. I feel like they're going to get there. I got them winning the Super Bowl within 3 years. Like that. I feel like this team is very young and talented. The defense is young and hungry and elite and playing at a high level. I feel like the offense, if they just go out there and just 24 points a game, 24, 25 points a game, we might go undefeated with that, especially with the defense, the way the defense be playing too. So hopefully they can do that. Hopefully they can go play that type of football. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know down below what you guys think. How the Steelers, or what you guys think the Steelers should do, I should say like that. I've been rambling on a lot. I think the Steelers should do to like get back to that Super Bowl level. Let me know down below in the comment section. You know, like the video if you like it, dislike the video if you don't like it like that. But I'll see you guys next time on the channel, which will probably be the next day. I'm gonna upload, I think 5 times this week. I made a promise to you guys. So peace out.